I hate gift giving and receiving.
Receiving gifts is so weird. What do you say? Thank you?
This is Coffee Convos with Kail Lowry and Lindsie Chrisley.
I really want you to be in your feels, Kail.
That does not interest me whatsoever.
I feel very attacked by you.
A spirited discussion about motherhood, friendship, family, and life in the public eye.
I'm just not with the fakery anymore.
There's a fakery bakery around here.
Here's Kail and Lindsie.
We're feeling the energy this morning, y'all.
Good morning, Kailyn Ray Lowry. First of all, I think this is the first time that I have ever logged on to record and you looked that prepared.
It's not very common that I'm this prepared. I had some time this morning to get ready, and so I was like, let me put hair and makeup together and just see how I feel. I want to be high maintenance so bad.
Wait, what?
Let me not say high maintenance because that's rude. That's very judgmental. But I want to be one of those moms that comes put together at all times. Like my mom was that way. Even as a functioning alcoholic,
what?
And who the fuck knows what my mom does. My mom would never go out in public if she didn't have makeup and hair.
Okay, I have to tell you about this. So Growing up, my parents were always very much, you do not leave this house without your face on, people.
Okay.
Now, I don't think they give two flying flips what we look like. And evidently, I didn't get the memo and carry that on into my adult life because I walk around looking like a troll. So if anybody ever sees me in my area, looking bad, just pretend like I look good and keep on about your business and mind your business. I love to be put together, but also at the same time, I love to have a good day where I don't have to do anything.
Yeah. Well, so last night at football practice, one of the team moms, I saw her walking and she always looks like she is put together. She runs the fucking show. Goes to yoga, but still looks like she's, she didn't sweat at all. And I'm just I wish I was like that. Or I see these girls, actually I have a friend like this and she's bleach blonde hair, huge fake boobs, full, she does her Dysport, she does everything. And she looks so good all the time. And she has 3 fucking kids. And I'm I just want to know, is it because you don't have mental health issues? What is it that you how do you do it?
Okay. So I think most people would assume that I would be so put together all the time because Kristen and I have had this discussion about me being an actual closet type B, but I like type A people and I have type A people in my life, but I just don't execute that personality that well. I don't know where they come up with the time in the day to get that prepared for all of the occasions with that many kids. But I can tell you, I oftentimes think of this when I am on Instagram and following some of my blogger girlfriends. I'm okay, their face is literally on every single day. And if I did that, that would cut so much into my day that I'm I don't even know if I would get anything done because I'm dicking around in the bathroom with a hairdryer and makeup brushes.
But I wonder if these are the same moms that get up before their kids do.
Okay, this could be a big possibility. And I will tell you, I have tried this before and
we're not those moms.
But I don't think we're them. I think we're Hot Mess Express. We like to get up when our kids get up, right?
I get up when my kids get up. I know call me whatever you want, but at the end of the day, my kids are literally 9 times out of 10, they are not late. I'm going to throw Hobby under the bus here. He's an early morning riser. He's really good under no sleep or whatever. But I was in the pickup line before him today.
Wait, you saw him?
The drop-off line, sorry.
Who were you dropping off that you saw him?
Lux.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And he was way behind me, way, way, way behind me. So I'm waking up with my kids. I'm getting ready. As soon as they're dressed and ready to go, I will literally put on sweats and then just leave out the door.
Also same. I'm my morning routine on school days, I always wash my face, brush my teeth, brush my hair, put my hair in a hat, and put on gym clothes because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to the gym once I drop Jackson off.
Right.
But I have seen moms in the carpool line or car rider line. Someone actually said on Instagram the other day when I was doing a video, I said car rider line because now I'm self-conscious about it. I see moms in that line that look so put together, and I'm like, wow, I really love that for you. And you've like already got your Starbucks probably or your Dunkin', and you look all the part. And here I am. I showed up and I look like I have a rat's nest on top of my head. So that's my life.
Well, welcome to the shit show.
Welcome. I have a question for you. And I had originally started talking about this in the Kitty Gang group chat on Telegram.
Okay.
And I said, I'm going to ask an expert. And the reason I called you an expert is because you've been doing this for quite some time. I would love to know if you ever have had an experience with any of your kids wanting to either be with you extra time and not going with the other parent, or when they're with you wanting to be with the other parent and not being with you.
I've had both. Sense? Yes. Isaac and Lux don't ever want to go to their dad's. Isaac's getting better with it now, mainly because his grandma moved here and V's family came over the summer. So anytime he would have like extra family over there, he would want to go. But overall prefers to stay with me. Same for Lux. Lincoln in the past, he's definitely been better with it lately. But you know, last year, I would say, and the year before, he always wanted to be with Javi.
Isn't that so hard though?
It's harder for me with Javi because Javi is very much get up and go, get up and do things, always doing something, very much takes Lincoln and to go do like really grand things all the time. And so that makes it really difficult for me. And obviously that's no fault. It's at no fault of anyone. It just is very unrealistic over here. And so it's always, I'm bored when you have three brothers here.
Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Because, you know, he does the meet and greets and this and that, and they go on weekend trips. And like, I would love to do that stuff, but it's not realistic with 4 kids right now.
I think it does change the entire game when you have other children and then you're also co-parenting with other dads too. Javi has the flexibility, and I say the same thing about Will. When Jackson's over there, it's all about Jackson. But when Jackson's over here, it's also all about Jackson because he's an only child. So I think that dynamic in itself probably changes the scenario a little bit. I just experienced last week going into this, like Monday or whatever, I had to ask Will to watch Jackson on Saturday for a charity event that I went to, and I lost a little bit of time. And I hate losing any time because I already feel like when you're co-parenting, you're having to lose time that you don't want to lose anyway, but it's just like the name of the game.
Right.
So Jackson had this grand idea that because I lost time with him on Saturday, that he was just going to stay with me on Monday when it was really Will's day. And Jackson,
so wait, do you guys not, if you guys do something like that, do you not like make up the time?
So normally we will do a time makeup. In the past we have, but since I don't know whose phone's going off in my house, that's strange. I'm alarmed. Okay.
It's not mine.
No, like there's some phone going off in my house and no one's been here. So either I have an intruder who's about to kill me or I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we normally do make up time because that's just what we've done in the past. Like you switch here, I'll give you back here. But since we've been fighting so much, I think it was more of like a, I'm not giving you time back type thing.
Don't you love that?
And it's just annoying. I'm like, why are we even putting our personal feelings in this situation about time back? So then on the way to school, Jackson does the talk to text. Do your kids do that?
Yeah, sometimes they do it. I actually do it too.
Okay, well, have something to say about that in a second. But Jackson's doing this talk to text, and I look in the back seat, and he keeps repeating the same phrase over and over and over again. I am at mom's. I am at mom's. I look at Jackson's phone when he gets out of the car because I have to take the go-between backpack to Will's. And Jackson has just blasted off multiple text messages to Will to let him know that he was staying with me. Like, I am at mom's.
Wait. These were like separate text messages?
Oh, yeah, just all in a row, the same exact thing.
Because did he not like what Will was saying, or what was the purpose?
So he had tried to call Will the night before and Will didn't answer. And then he tried to call him that same morning before we left the house and Will didn't answer. So I think in Jackson's mind, it was, I will just keep texting this same thing and he'll get the memo.
I mean, I'm at mom's. I pictured it like him in your back seat and Will texting him something and him saying like, I'm at mom's. Like basically don't talk to me or don't text me about this. I'm at mom's. Like that kind of thing. That's what I pictured in my head.
I'm just like, okay, I think he gets the point. After like the 10th time I heard him say, I'm at mom's, it literally was going on from the time that we pulled out of my neighborhood until the time we went into the church, into the school parking lot. So I'm like, wow, poor Will. I have another thing to say about Javi and always taking Lincoln and his little brother to do things all the time.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it's kind of like a dad thing because I also feel like Will is up, go, go, go. Like he might be up at 5 o'clock in the morning and then he's dicking around in his basement with something and then he's taking a shower and then he might be doing something in his yard and then they might be going Stars and Strikes. Like it's just like real weird shit. And I'm kind of like in the morning, I need a good 40 minutes for no one to talk to me.
Same. Like my Lincoln and Creed have a bond I've never seen before. And typically he calls for Lincoln in the morning to come get him.
Aww.
So Lincoln will bring Creed down to my bed. Like this is like when we don't have school and stuff. And everyone will just pile in my bed in the morning, like in the weekends. And I need like a good 30, 45 minutes of that before I get up and moving.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like, is that just moms or is, again, that just our personalities?
That's a good question. That's a really good
Because also suburban dad, that man is up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like you might get a 5 a.m. text. He knows he's not going to get a 5 a.m. text, but like I might get one and he's on the go with those kids, just like on the go. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm having a slow Saturday morning. I actually don't want anyone to speak to me for the first 40 minutes. That would be ideal. I will fix breakfast. Also, no one speak during that time. And if you're going to watch cartoons with annoying voices, please do that in the upstairs loft so that I also don't have to listen to that.
Lindsie, I just want to know, like, is it depression? Is it mental illness? Like, what is it that I cannot be a morning person? Because before I had Isaac, when I was out ripping and running the streets, I would be out until 4 and then be to work at 6 or 7 a.m. So like, why am I not like that now? Like
Wait, what? You never went to bed?
I would sleep for like 2 hours when I get up and go to work at my McDonald's shift.
I need to know.
Or my Hallmark card shift.
I need to know how much sleep every person that's listening to this podcast needs to be a productive human for the next day, because I require a lot of sleep. And actually, Suburban Dad called me out about this. He was like, you require a lot more sleep than me.
I don't understand it. And I wish that I was better with it. And I wonder, like, next time I see my psychiatrist, I'm going to ask him to add Wellbutrin to my medicinal cocktail.
Bye.
Because I take my daily vitamins with my Lexapro at night before bed. Like I have both on my nightstand. And I'm going to ask because my friend at football, she texted me, she's on Lexapro, and she said that they added, wow, I just saw lightning and it's daylight. Is that normal?
There's a lot of weird shit going on, I'm telling you.
No, it's the sun is shining. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was. She said that they added Wellbutrin to her Lexapro dose. Like, it's like 2 pills or whatever. She said she's starting tasks and completing them. And she said that she feels energized in the morning and she's not like a zombie going to work. So I'm going to talk to my doctor about that. Also, I don't know. Like, I just want to be very productive, or at the very least feel refreshed in the morning where I can at least look somewhat more put together.
Well, you need to let us know how that works out for you.
We've talked about this before. I got ready today and I used Vegamore. I just want to tell you all about it because my hair looks so good. Vegamore has transformed my hair. They have a holistic approach to hair health and uses smart botanicals to help promote visibly thicker, fuller, and longer looking hair. So Vegamore has something for everyone that is looking to improve their hair health, and they have the Grow Revitalizing Shampoo and Conditioner. And I just love my hair today. I feel good.
I feel like I've been using this for months now, and anyone who uses a curling iron or a straightener, using products like hairspray or bleach on your hair, this is for you, and you guys should definitely give it a try. All of their products are cruelty-free and never contain parabens or hormones, which I absolutely love. And it's so easy. You just massage the shampoo into your scalp for 60 seconds and then you follow up with conditioner. It's truly as simple as that. And having Vegamore has been a go-to shampoo and conditioner. It's a game changer for overall hair health. And there is no risk when trying this because you have a 90-day money-back guarantee, but with 91% of customers saying that they saw visibly thicker hair with Vegamore in just 3 months. You're not going to want to run out. Don't let the damage of the past hold your hair back. See your hair's full potential with Vegamore. Go to vegamore.com/coffeecombos and use code coffeecombos to save 20% on your first order. That's vegamor.com/coffeecombos, code coffeecombos to save 20% at vegamore.com/coffeecombos.
Hey guys, this is Kail Lowry.
And this is V. Rivera.
We're the hosts of
Baby Mamas No Drama.
Every Tuesday, we talk about parenting, co-parenting, lifestyle, and sex.
Pop culture, current events, and pretty much all the things you want in one podcast.
So download and subscribe on your favorite podcast app.
Listen to us every Tuesday and join us with all the tea.
As I was talking about the co-parenting thing, I remember you saying a long time ago that your therapist had said, don't let the kids dictate the schedule or whatever.
Yes.
And so I'm conflicted on that because Will and I only live like probably not even 5 miles from each other. Like it's probably 5 minutes doorstep to doorstep. And
so you guys have the ability to be very flexible.
Yeah. And if I don't like have anything going on that, you know, needs my immediate attention, that like I need to be out of the house, something like that, I don't mind if Jackson's like, hey, I'm really feeling the need to be with dad. Or, you know, last situation that happened, I'm at mom's. I don't think that that's that big of an issue. I think sometimes that parents get so caught up in the time belonging to them and not taking into consideration that the kid's need might be different than that, if that makes sense.
No, 100%. It does make sense to me. I understand where the therapist was coming from, you know, not putting adult decisions on the kids. But the therapist also did say to consider how they feel when making my own decision. Mm-hmm. I do think the older they get, their needs do change and they should have more of a say. Like I should give them more flexibility. But I'll never forget, you know, when Lincoln asked Javi, like who, and I've said it before on here, who, you know, when do I get to pick with who I live with? And for one time in his fucking life, he really stuck up for me and he said, you'll be 50-50 with me and your mom until you move out kind of thing. And that to me, it meant so much to me. So, and Lincoln, I think now he's in a place where he's good with both of us, but there was a time where like, obviously Javi was the preferred parent. But I think I would be more flexible. I mean, even if it was still that way, I think I would be more flexible in giving him a little more freedom to help make those choices.
Well, Kristen is obviously, as I've discussed, very involved in my co-parenting situation, so much so that on the Southern Tea, she kind of referenced herself as another ex-wife. She had told me about Leah and Corey from Teen Mom and their co-parenting method and basically just like listening to their kids. They want to be with him, they're with him. They want to be with her, they're with her. And I think you've got to find a happy medium, right? It's like you can't have so much chaos that it's always like a switch around back and forth that you literally have no schedule. But at the same time, I think listening to your kids and being like, okay, your need looks a little bit different this week. That's okay.
Right. Yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
So when I was in church, I watched church online this week. And you know how we were talking about like society and today how it looks so different and
Yeah.
what we see every day, we want that instant. Society tells us like
satisfaction.
Yeah. Like you see it, you want it, you get it now. And I have had this experience with Jackson for quite some time now. And it's really hard as a parent when you can give your kids things. And for me, it's easier because I'm not having to split finances amongst multiple children. It's just him. And we share him. So it's just him and it's just him 50% of the time. Jackson sees something and he has this Amazon mentality of like, oh, I see it, so I can get it.
That's literally Lincoln and Lux.
And I don't necessarily think that it's fair to say spoiled. I don't think that is the word that should be used. I think it is mom didn't set boundaries. And now it's going to be really hard for me to reel that back in. Like if you don't start it, it's not hard, right? Because they never knew
it's like
it.
Kids with their parents who give their kids tablets versus don't. If you don't start it, they don't really know what they're missing. If you start it, that's the center of that's the focus.
Well, and I was thinking about this specifically after watching church and how, that's not the way that we should live. And it's easy to say that. And then society tells you otherwise, right? You want to keep up with the Joneses, and we all do that to some extent. Like we hear somebody's doing something, so it makes us feel like we're either not doing enough or we also want to do it. I started planning this Disney trip, and I know that you hate Disney World, so don't even start with me.
I wasn't going to judge you.
But we have fall break, and so we're going to Orlando on Friday, and we'll be there all the way until the following Sunday. So like 2 weekends in a week. And planning that out and how much things cost. And it's like sometimes I get so stressed out planning these trips that I'm like, what am I actually doing? Like I probably would have just as much fun with him going to a cabin or doing like the lake thing that you guys did than planning out these lavish trips. And to you, a lavish trip is like going to another country or taking, the kids to do something tropical or whatever. I know it's just Orlando, but everything is so expensive. And I think that when you do trips like this and your kids are used to trips like that, and it's always like a fun-filled activity that you have planned, there's an expectation there. And it's caused me to be so alarmed lately because I'm like, you know what? The opportunities that I have had to provide what I can provide, my child might not have those same opportunities. And so am I ultimately setting him up for failure to have these expectations if he won't be able to fulfill those in his adult life?
I have thought about this also. I have also thought about this, and it's crazy because I thought it was kind of like a harebrained situation, like a brief moment in time I thought about this, but I have thought about this and I thought I was the only one.
No. So what?
Well, it's like the same thing with like what Javi takes Lincoln to do is so unrealistic for a normal person. Or like even my trips, I think about like, is Lux, Lincoln, Isaac, Creed, are any of them going to be able to fulfill this in their adult life? Like we don't even know what their jobs are going to look like. We don't know what their income will be. We don't know how society will be. We don't know how any of it will be. So will they even be able to do half the shit that they're doing now?
Well, and it's also hard because then co-parenting comes into play and Will has such a normal job that Jackson sees him sitting at a computer, taking conference calls, doing whatever. And he's like, oh, that's working. I had to explain to Jackson that just because my job looks different doesn't mean that I'm not working. And so I also feel like I'm just scared that he is going to have a false sense of like what actual reality is.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I feel like I know this sounds weird, but like the Instagram thing with me creating my kids' Instagrams and stuff is like, if there's a chance that they can turn their Instagrams into a business in addition to whatever they choose to do with their lives, that's why I did it. Like, I want to be able to give it to them, have the memories, but also be able to use it as a business if it's still around. Because we don't know what it will be like then. And it's just, I don't know. It's so weird.
It's so hard. And I find myself really struggling because Will lives such a normal life. His job's normal. His relationships are, normal. Nothing's what you would consider like in the spotlight. He's just, living a normal suburban life. And my life is very much not like that. And the people that I am closest to's lives are very much like my life. And Jackson has this desire. He's like, Mom, I really want to create a YouTube and I want to be Instagram famous and I want to be on Chrisley Knows Best. And like, I want to do all of this stuff. And as much as I love the fact that he sees how normal Will's life is, it's a struggle that Will and I have with each other of like, Will doesn't respect what I do, or really, I don't know that he considers what I'm doing a job. And then now because he has a choice, he doesn't want Jackson to necessarily participate. And so like the whole thing has just become like so hard and so contrived. And I'm trying to navigate that situation the best way possible. And I don't know what to do. And I don't know what the right answer is.
I don't know if there is a right answer. I don't know if there is a way to navigate it. I mean, I guess it's just like one of those situations where you have to use your best judgment. Like you have to do what you think is best, even if that may not be, like it may not turn out that way, but using your best judgment to make the best decision possible.
I actually had this conversation with my dad not too long ago that it's easy to be angry at your parents for decisions that they make while they're parenting you. And you're like, that person was such an idiot. Like, why did they choose to do that and subject me to that?
Right.
But our kids are going to look back and say the exact same thing. Hold on, you guys.
Okay.
Hello.
Well, darling, I ain't heard from you in a week.
Fancy.
How you doing?
I'm recording for Coffee Convos, but I tried to call you yesterday and you were at the casino, so I'll call you back.
Okay, well, I
Love you. Bye-bye.
What did you
See how
call
big of a
her?
liar she is?
Did you call her Fancy?
Yeah, I call her Fancy.
I love her. She said, well, I haven't heard from you in a week.
Like, check your FaceTime because I tried to call you yesterday, but you were at the casino. Like, bow out, ma'am.
Nanny was at the casino.
So, yeah, like our kids are going to say the same thing about us and how we messed them up because we did this like parenting thing that just like really wasn't the right way. But what I have learned through therapy is that you have to accept that your parents were making the best decision at the time and the best decision that they had the ability to make at the time. And sometimes your ability to parent looks very different than your parents' ability to parent when they were parenting.
100%. I actually got some heat on Twitter the other day.
Ooh, tell me. Haven't been on there in a while.
Yeah, I really don't get on. I forget about it because I deleted it for so long. But basically, one of my old trolls came to my defense, to my surprise, and was basically just saying like, my mom did not do a good job. And then someone else was like, that's no excuse for the decisions that Kail makes now. And it's like, no, it's not. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely doing better than my mom, but my kids are still going to complain about me when they're an adult. Like there's still going to be some shit there that my kids, that I fucked up or that I did something wrong. But the difference is that I can take accountability and I can also tell them like, no, this was not a good decision. You know what I mean? Or like, I did this and here's why, and I shouldn't have done it. You know what I mean? Like I have those open conversations with my kids. But that's not to say they'll never be traumatized by anything I've ever done.
Oh my gosh. You're
Just
like every
kind.
single day. Every single day. I'm like, oh, I could have definitely done that a little bit different.
My mom was always the mom that was up before me, getting ready before me. even with all of her issues and her addictions and her alcoholism, all of that, my mom was always up. She might have been fucked up getting ready, but she was always up before me, did her hair and makeup.
Wait,
I'm
what
not
was
that way with
Susie
my
getting
kids.
ready for?
My mom always kept a job, no matter what.
Isn't that wild?
Because she had to feed whatever addiction she had. There was no way in hell. Like, it's so weird how, yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
That's so
Also, I
strange.
want to add, I keep muting myself every time that you talk because someone
What?
because someone was complaining about my heavy breathing. So
What? Oh my gosh. Find
which I
something
am
else to
overweight,
complain about.
but I just every time like you talk and I don't, I mute myself now because I don't want anyone to hear my heavy breathing.
Stop.
Caraway, Caraway, Caraway. I've gotten so many DMs about my pots and pans that I am like, it's literally Caraway. They have non-toxic, easy cooking, and they're well-loved. And I love that they match my actual kitchen with the gold touches. So if y'all really want some good pots and pans, the staples in your kitchen, get Caraway.
Wait, what color do you have?
I have black and gold.
Oh, that's not my color scheme in my kitchen. Mine are.
What is your color scheme?
Mine are like the off-white color.
Ooh, but those are probably just as nice.
Oh, they're so cute. I actually saw a couple of my girlfriends on Instagram having them. And of course, I needed to get them for myself and absolutely love them. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of cooking, but when I do cook, that's the pots and pans that I go for. And I think that they are so amazing. It's non-toxic cookware and they have bakeware collections. So you can make healthier cooking a piece of cake. Caraway's non-toxic kitchenwares are all designed for the modern home and feature chemical-free ceramic coating. So food can be prepared with peace of mind and no hard to pronounce compound will leach into your healthy ingredients. And that is something that I've tried to be super mindful about when I moved into this house, was getting rid of things that could potentially be harmful. And I love it.
I also love they're sleek and they make a really good gift. So if you guys are looking for anything for like holiday season or maybe just like a housewarming gift, anything like that, Caraway makes like a perfect gift. If you guys want to try them, go to visit carawayhome.com/coffeeconvos to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/coffeeconvos or use coffee combos at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. So do you ever dream of starting something game-changing? Because Visa can help make it happen. Maybe it's packing your kid's lunchbox the night before, laying out outfits the night before, things like that definitely make things easier.
But whatever you're bold enough to try, Visa has the power to help bring your game-changing ideas to life. Visa, anyone can change the game. Wait, today I have plans to put together my porch for fall. So I think I'm going to take some pictures of that and share them with whoever wants to look at my fall decor. Also, in fall spirit, I just want to let everyone know that I woke up and took the dog out for the past 2 mornings, and it truly feels like crisp air, and I'm so excited for that. So much so that I have ordered Alani's Witch's Brew.
I also got it.
Okay. I need to tell you, it tastes so good. They had it last year, but I think I was like recovering from COVID. I think I'd had it in July. So maybe I just like didn't have my taste buds. So it tasted very different last year, I remember. But does it not hit?
I mean, all of Alani hits. Like, no matter what you pick, it hits. It fucking hits.
It's so good.
What do you say? It fucks.
Mm-hmm. It fucks. It slaps. It's just so good. I love it so much.
Okay, wait. Before we go any further, I need to get this out there because I'm traumatized by it.
Okay.
So did you ever watch The Purge?
Yeah, of course. And
I hate it. It gave me so much anxiety. Like thinking it gives me as much anxiety as like the world coming to an end and not knowing and like where are all my kids? I have so many baby fathers. Like I need to collect them up before anything happens so that if anything happens, we're all together kind of thing. I have that kind of anxiety. So Illinois, is it Illinois or Illinois?
Illinois.
I never want to.
I'm dead. Oh my God.
I never want to mispronounce something like indicted because I'm so dumb. I knew the word indicted and I don't know why I said indicted.
They were indicted.
They were indicted. And that was what, like 3 years ago? Can we get something that like says indicted on it, like a keychain? I don't know.
So good.
So Illinois passed like their version of the Purge law, which basically is no cash bond or no cash bail for criminals. And I'm actually terrified by this, and I don't understand the purpose behind it. And maybe Kristen can come on really quick. I know that you guys can't hear her, but maybe she can explain it better than what I can explain. But I do not understand why anyone would think this is okay. It's basically January 1st, 2023, Illinois will take its place in history when they become the first state to bust out the purge in real life. So it's insane that anyone would do this. I don't understand it. This to me just feels so wrong. It's called the Safety Act, and it will charge and release criminals without cash bail for 12 now non-detainable offenses. And these offenses include second-degree
murder.
Aggravated battery, arson, drug-induced homicide, kidnapping, burglary, robbery, intimidation, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing and eluding, drug offenses, and threatening of a public official. Those are all the crimes that they will not be able to hold people on.
I want to know, I'm going to look into this more because I would love to know why anyone would think that this is okay. Like, what reasoning behind did they have to make this decision? This is not okay. And also the photo that I'm looking at right now with Purge.
Kristen's here, so she's got something to say. So we're going to look into the cash bail system as a whole in America, because Kristen was saying she thinks that's actually where it's stemming from. So that makes sense to me, but I feel like we need to look more into it. Just the thought of it and the picture that was with it just terrified me, and I was absolutely just like not okay.
I'm not okay. And truly, anyone who has ever watched The Purge, if you did not get anxiety from it, I want to know what you're taking or what you're doing.
I need to know what drugs you're on because I need them.
Because literally, no. Like,
no, I had so much anxiety. Like, if this ever happened, because the thing is that I know people would come after me. People that I don't even know would come after me. It wouldn't be the people I know. It would be the trolls that hate my guts and want to see me die. Like, they're the ones that I'm like, oh my God, they'd come for me, you know?
Okay, is this just me or also everyone else? You know how like they'll be like doomsday preppers? I'm sure someone who's listening either has been a doomsday prepper or lives with one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really believe in stuff like that.
Well, doomsday is like the world coming to an end, right? Or like an apocalypse.
I think like an apocalypse. And I'm like, I don't really think that like that's going to happen. And I can promise you having a prep backpack in your garage.
No, I don't think doomsday preppers I don't think they just have a backpack, Lindsie. I think they have like rooms and basements and vaults and like all kinds of like
Have you ever watched that show where it's like these people are prepping and it's like they have 95 rolls of toilet paper and like just like weird shit? And I'm like, okay, to be honest, if there's an apocalypse, I'm just going to say, fuck it. Like all of this work that you're putting in to think that you're going to beat whatever's going on, I feel like it's just a waste of time. Like maybe
I don't want to beat it if there's an apocalypse. I'm not going to sit here and try to survive just to live like naked and afraid for the rest of my life. Like I don't want to do that. So take me up. The aliens can come abduct me. Spread me in the ocean. Let sharks have a great meal, a feast on me. I don't want to survive that because I don't want to live in a world where I have to be a scavenger.
Me either. I'm literally like, okay, if that happened, I would be like, just go ahead and take me out first because like I don't want to see any of this or be witness to any of this. So let's just do it. Like
let's just do it.
This was a nice ride. I've enjoyed it some days and not enjoyed it others. And that fucking backpack that's in the garage that you think is going to save my life, Will specifically? No.
Will specifically? Like,
no,
could you imagine us trying to survive like in a pot? Like, no. Like, first of all, I'm not even intelligent enough to survive. Like, even if I did survive it by pure luck, I would not be intelligent enough to survive the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Okay. And then you get into the question of like, okay, well, if I survived it just a little while, but then I'm still ultimately going to die anyway, just like save me from having to put forth that effort of surviving a little while and just go ahead and take me out.
Take me out.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I have something completely unrelated. I'm like, speaking of. Okay, this is so unrelated, but I feel like I need to get it off my chest.
We love that. We
Okay,
love starting with
so
that.
baths. They're weird to me. But I give my kids baths. I've given all my kids baths until they're old enough to shower. And I know that we try to give back and not be wasteful and all of these things, but baths are so gross to me that I feel like I need a better solution to what I'm doing for my kids in the bath. So when Lux sometimes showers, sometimes bathes, depends. Creed still gets a bath, but I will fill up the tub a little bit, get him in, get him wet, put some soap in there to soak his butt or whatever, and then I drain it. And then I wash him, I wash his body, rinse it off, and then I fill the tub again because he probably wants to play in there for a little bit. And so I go the entire bathing process. I am draining the water and refilling it because I'm so disgusted by sitting in your own filth.
I also do that.
But I need a better solution because I know that's super. I mean, I'm not filling the tub all the way up, but I know that I'm at least filling the tub 3 times over every time.
Okay, so as an adult, wait, I have to talk about this because someone told me something about my bath time routine. I don't know if you remember us talking about me taking baths on the podcast.
Yes.
But my old house, that's all I used to do. Like if I was at home, I
remember
would probably be
like
in the
you
bath.
would text me from the bathtub or you'd be like, I'm going to go get in the bath.
Yeah. And someone told me that they feel like, because I don't take a bath at this house. Like I think I've taken 1 bath in the bathtub upstairs since I moved into this house over a year ago. And I was so dedicated to my bath time routine at my old house, but someone said that that was probably like a coping thing that I was doing because of where I was at in my marriage. And it was like an escape for me. So I thought that that was interesting. But when I would take a bath, I would run the water, wash my body while the water was still running, wash my face while the water was still running, plug the thing once all that water's like not there, run clean water and put bubble bath in there. And that is so wasteful. But I also bathed Jackson that same way the entire time. I bathed him in a bath until he was like 4 years old.
Okay. So I'm not the only one that does this.
No, but it is pretty wasteful and baths are pretty disgusting.
They are. I mean, I don't care how clean you are. If you sit there long enough, the skin's going to fall off whether you just exfoliated or not. So
Ew.
I just was thinking how wasteful it is. Is there an alternative to this besides showering? Because my 2-year-old, he's not ready for showers. I mean, I've tried. He'll get in with me, like he'll walk in, but he doesn't want to get under the water and stuff like that. And that's fine. Like that's okay if he's not ready. But like, is there an alternative to what I'm doing? Because I seriously, baths are disgusting. Like the other option would be just don't fill the tub at all, I guess, for him. Let him play in the water, but then the water's running the whole time. Like, I don't think that's any more less wasteful. Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. So it can be tough to train your brain. And Lindsie and I just got done talking about if things are mental illness. And they probably all are in my life. I've been in therapy for 3.5 years and I go twice a week. I just love the feeling of knowing that I don't have to get on camera. I don't have to wait in a waiting room if I don't want to. And I can do phone calls. I can do online. I can do chat, whatever works best for me that day. And I love that. So if you guys are wanting to try therapy, BetterHelp is a great option.
So we have had tons of listeners of this show and also my other show write into me and tell me that they started their therapy journey by hearing us talk about BetterHelp. And if you are looking to unload stress, need help with emotional healing, help with anxiety and depression, BetterHelp could be a great option. It is convenient, as Kail was talking about, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. And you'll get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey, and you can switch therapists at any time. We've talked about that pretty often, that sometimes the first therapist isn't always the best match, but it is a process. And, you know, when you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. You can visit betterhelp.com/coffee to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/coffee.
I want to tell everyone about ZocDoc because with all my issues that I've been having, I just don't have time to make an appointment with every single doctor that I need to see. And I've been using ZocDoc to kind of get my specialists in. They literally have every specialist under the sun. So whether you're trying to do your teeth or fix your achy back, or you need to see a dermatologist, which I definitely have done, ZocDoc has you covered.
I absolutely love ZocDoc. I've talked about this before. It just truly makes it so easy to find quality doctors that are in your network and in your neighborhood. And they have real verified patient reviews. So you can find the right doctor for you. I'm always the type of person that's reading reviews before I ever go and see anyone. They take insurance and are available whenever you need them. It's a mobile app, easy as ordering a ride to a restaurant or getting delivery to your house. You can just search, find, and book doctors with just a few taps. And as you guys all know, Kail and I love something that makes it super easy.
100%. I'll pay for the convenience. So go to ZocDoc.com/combos and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for top-rated doctors today. Many are available within 24 hours, which is really nice. That's ZocDoc.com/combos, ZocDoc.com/combos.
So actually, I do have one suggestion because someone gave me this suggestion. When I was transitioning Jackson from the bath to the shower, I ended up not having to do it, but I thought it was a great idea to make your kids think that it's like a water activity. So if you put him in a bathing suit maybe and put toys in there, maybe he would think it was more of like a water activity and get used to it that way instead of like losing the bath for the shower.
Right. Okay. I see. Like put toys, put like those crayon things on the wall. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe try that.
I'll give that a try. I'll let you know how it works out.
Speaking of that, I was chit-chatting with Kristen and I was like going through a whole laundry list of just like all the shit that I need to do. And do you ever feel like you have so many things that you need to do? You don't have the energy to do them. You know that you have to do them. And you are literally the last person on that priority list?
First of all, Creed spilled an entire thing of Cheetos on my bathroom floor, and I know that I need to pick them up and clean them up, and it's such a simple task, but I just look at it. That was about 3 hours ago.
Love that for you. Yeah. Like, Kail, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that is just your personality.
No, it's not my personality.
It is because
it's mental illness.
If that was me, my mom said that any person could come to my house and it's basically like I have a closet full of vacuum cleaners and like pretty much all of them are Dysons. Like I got a couple Sharks in there, whatever. But my house is basically like a cleaning supply store. So that would never be the case in my house. If there was Cheez-Its that were spilled on my tile in my bathroom floor, fuck that. The Dyson's coming out immediately.
First
That's not happening.
I prefer a Shark over a Dyson. I got rid of my Dyson.
Okay, well, we need to post which vacuums because I have different vacuums. My mom's like, why do you have all of these vacuums at this house? Like it's concerning. And I'm like, okay, well, there's one for like more rug vacuuming, and then there's one for like
Lindsie, you're sick. You're fucking sick.
Vacuuming, and then I have this other one for like thicker carpet.
No, I could understand like a regular either Dyson or Shark. If you want to have one upstairs, downstairs, like I do, I have an old one upstairs and a newer one downstairs, and that's because Natalie gifted me my new one as a housewarming gift when I moved 2 or 3 years ago. And so I put my old Shark upstairs, my new one downstairs. If you have like a light portable one, cool, or like the steam mop situation. But if you just have like 12 vacuums just chilling because you have them for different things, you might be psychotic.
No, like I'm pretty sure that was
telling
my mom's nice way of telling me that like I'm a psychopath. But I don't really care that she thinks that. So Julie Chrisley, if you are listening to this podcast, don't care. Also, I just don't know why a person would logically think that they just need to leave Cheez-It crumbs on their tile and think ants aren't going to carry you away.
Well, it's Cheetos.
Or Cheetos, whatever.
I'm gonna vacuum them up. I thought I had time to get ready with hair and makeup and come on here and podcast with you and then clean them up.
Okay. Well, that still doesn't answer my question if you feel like you're last on your priority list.
Wait, say that again?
I said that still doesn't answer my question if you feel like you're last on your priority list.
Yeah, I'm always last on my priority list. Everybody comes before me.
But why are we like that? Because really, if you think about it, if you are not filling your own cup, how are you going to fill anybody else's in the right way that you need to fill theirs?
Well, and that's the whole point. Actually, Kristen and I were talking about that this morning. Because I was giving her a whole fucking lecture about it because she's the same way. She overworks herself so much. And literally, if she tells me she has a headache, I'm like, Kristen, take the day off. Like, you need to take care of you because she has so much on her plate. And I'm like, Kristen, if you are overwhelmed with, because she takes the mental load on for everything, for me, for you. She has another client I won't name. She just works all the time. Her mom works, her husband works, everybody works. I'm like, I know nobody wants to pay for help. And like I told her this morning, I was like, I for so long lived for people telling me, oh my God, you're Superwoman. Oh my God, you're the best mom. How do you do it all on your own? That I felt so guilty if I got help. I didn't want to admit that I got somebody to help me clean my house, or I only have someone to clean my house once a week or every other week, or, someone that will take my dog to doggy daycare or something. I didn't want to give someone else that credit. But at the end of the day, I was struggling so bad to get it done. And I told Kristen the same thing.
I can so specifically remember a moment in my marriage that I've talked about this before, that I went from being a stay-at-home mom basically to a working mom that was still staying at home, doing all the stay-at-home mom things and all the wife duties and whatever. And I just remember one weekend I woke up and I was like, I am not doing this anymore. Like, I literally cannot do this anymore. I need help and I can't do this alone. But I think that you're so right that I don't know if it's a pride thing or...
I think it's pride, ego, society. You don't get to take credit of being a good single mom if you delegate tasks to other people. Hustle culture is dead. Hustle culture needs to be done. I think that's part of it too.
I find myself, and maybe it's therapy, being okay with letting people know I can't do it all. Like, I think once you reach the point of allowing yourself to feel that way and to be honest about that and be like, you know what, I am not Superwoman. I can't do it all. I have to have help. The better off you become. But it took me a long time to get to this point. I still don't prioritize myself in the way that I need to prioritize myself, but I am very self-aware that I need to do that. So I think that's step one. I wonder if men feel this same pressure as women feel.
They do. Oh, I think some do. I don't think all do. So I had this conversation a while back with Elijah, and, together we have a little over 6 acres, and his uncle was already doing my landscaping. And so I just felt comfortable with him continuing because Elijah works full time and he works on cars on the side, and he tinkers with shit on the side and things like that. And he was going to take over the lawn mowing, which is fine. That's fine too. That takes a financial burden off of my plate. But then he also has his own business. I don't know if it's like with his dad or his dad just helps him. I don't know. Doing like home repairs, remodels, stuff like that. And so he was taking on a lot of those jobs, plus fixing cars, plus working full time. And so he wasn't getting to the yard. And we kind of got into it a little bit because I was like, just leave it to your uncle. I'm like, and he was like, that's not how I was raised. I'm the man of the house. I do this stuff. This is my job. I'm supposed to do. And I'm like, Elijah, but you're not doing it. And if you do it, it's not being done to the standards that I care about. I busted my fucking ass to have this house and to have this land and to have everything. And I totally understand where he's coming from, because he felt like as a man, or as just a human, just somebody living in the house, he felt like it was his responsibility, and he felt the pressure, and he, I think, felt less than, because I was like, focus on what you're doing. It's okay if someone else mows the lawn. It's okay if your uncle continues doing it. It's okay. And he wasn't hearing it.
Yeah, I think that it's probably a personality thing too, if I had to guess, you know, like different types of personalities. But I do feel like we are all pressured by society, maybe just not the same ways, if that makes sense.
Right. All right. I'm going to tell you guys about a game that the Kitty Gang and I are playing, and actually Lindsie is too. So Lindsie and I are playing with the Kitty Gang.
Wait,
we are playing.
Kristen's also playing with her husband with the Kitty Gang and us.
But she's not on my best fiends level yet.
You're so nosy about people's levels.
Because I'm the best at something. I have been playing Best Fiends for like 3 years, and it's a puzzle game. It's a free to download puzzle game with thousands of exciting levels. They have new adventures. And when I'm like waiting for my car, which will be tomorrow when I get new tires for blowing out my tire, I'll actually be playing Best Fiends. So if you need me, you'll know where to find me.
There are dozens of unique fiends to collect, and I think that they are just such cute little characters. You can customize your team of fiends to defeat menacing slugs, power up to your favorite fiends to new levels for even more powerful skills to watch them transform as they get stronger. And with offline play, you'll never be stranded without fun, even if you lose internet connection, which is absolutely great. And they have brand new events and challenges pop up all year round. So you've always got a chance to earn exclusive in-game items, characters, and rewards. And I don't know if I'm at a higher level than Kail or not, but I will follow up with you guys and let you know about that next week. And you guys can just go to the App Store or Google Play to download Best Fiends for free, plus earn even more with $5 worth of in-game rewards when you reach level 5. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. Okay, so we have a listener topic that I saw on the fan group on Facebook. And I was like, okay, Kail and I are probably going to think differently on this. And I didn't want to ask you before I talked about it on the podcast. But this person says, being in love and still cheat conversation. I don't remember how my husband and I were talking about this. However, I told him flirting is cheating. Then he said, no, it's not. We had a big disagreement. I think this is how men think, is like, I'm flirting. He's like, I'm flirting, so it's not cheating, but flirting leads to cheating.
I don't think that flirting always leads to cheating. I think some people have very flirtatious personalities, and I've been told that I'm one of those people. When I dated, his name is JP, and I dated him when me and Chris were off, and in the very beginning, and he said, you know, men think that you're going for them. They like, because you flirt. And I said, just because I'm nice to them doesn't mean I want to fuck them. And he's like, I know that, but they don't know that. I think some people are just flirtatious. Like people would, when me and Becky would hang around, they would be like, oh, Becky loves you. You love Becky, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, literally, no, that's just who Becky is. Like there are just flirtatious people. Of course, there are people who flirt and then end up cheating. Like, I don't know, Christopher Michael Lopez, but not everyone is that way.
So
I'm not throwing any shade, but
definition of flirting is behave as though attracted to or trying to attract someone, but for amusement rather than with serious intentions.
See, but we are humans. We are mammals. We are naturally, just because you are in a relationship with someone does not mean that you're never going to flirt again or that you shouldn't ever flirt again. And you still have fucking eyes. So you can still see that other people are attractive. And as long as it's harmless flirting, I personally don't see anything wrong with it. But not everyone can control themselves. So I definitely think this is a case by case situation.
So I knew we were going to disagree on this, which is okay because that's what makes Coffee Combos podcast. I think that flirting is harmful. I think especially if you are in a committed relationship, serious relationship, or marriage. My question would be, why do you feel the need to do that with someone outside of me? Like, I understand natural instinct and whatever, but also I think that puts you in a conversation of restraint, I guess, would be the right word. Like, you need to have enough self-awareness that you're not putting yourself in those situations, because if you are harmlessly engaging in that way, you don't know if the person that you're engaging with in that way is harmless. Like, there's a lot of times that I have said in the past, I can trust you, but I don't trust them, or I don't trust her.
Yeah. I think I used to be that way. Now I just, maybe it's, I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I think people will, it's hard because I think some people will flirt whether you're there or you're not there.
Well, I say that too. Like, if you should know and be self-aware enough to know that if it's not something that you would do in front of me, you shouldn't be doing it.
So that's where I would draw the line, I think. If you're not, and I think that I'm fine with someone like flirting in front of my face if it's like completely, it's like not serious, you know, like that's, it is what it is. But if you're doing things behind my back and then hiding it from me, that to me is cheating. But that goes along the lines of not just flirting with someone, that's like inappropriately texting, texting anyone in general and hiding it from me, going places and hiding it from me. And I'm not saying like you can't just go out and do your own shit and then not tell me about it. Like, that's different than like specifically trying to hide it. If you're hiding anything, that's a problem.
To me, at the moment that you felt the need to hide it, you were aware that what you were doing was wrong.
Yes, that I agree with 100%.
Right?
Yes.
I would love to know what everybody else thinks about this, because I feel like this topic also has legs, right? It's like, okay, well, is flirting cheating? But then also, is texting someone of the opposite sex cheating? Is looking at someone lustfully that's not your partner cheating? Like, there are so many questions. Actually, I think I'm going to put together a like a this or that type thing to let people play along on Instagram to just gauge what people think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, I agree.
Okay, are you ready for foul play?
I'm ready for foul play. Do you want me to read it or are you reading it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
What the fuck? I'm already oh my God.
Don't read it.
Okay.
I'm taking a deep breath because I don't know what's next. Okay. I'm going to do the second one first.
Okay.
Just because I need a break from shit stories. Benoit balls. Hello, Kail, Lindsie, and Kristen. So I was at my sister's one night and we were hanging out at the, quote, barn, and I needed to go to the bathroom, so I walked up to the house. My sister Megan texted me and said Justin, her husband, so my brother-in-law, is playing with some gold marbles he found in your bag. First of all, why is he going through her bag? I texted back and said, oh my God, Megan, those are my Benoit balls. And she says, I know. Did you tell them what they were? And she said, yes, he doesn't care. So I come back down from the house and start fussing Justin, why did you play with those knowing what they were? He doesn't respond. So I say, Justin, that's gross. He still looks at me crazy. I said,
I know these are butthole balls.
Justin, no, they're not butthole balls. Justin, say something. Dang. He opens his mouth and my Benoit balls fall out onto the pool table. It looked like Lion King when Scar spits out Zazu. Oh my fucking God. Can someone please draw this for us? Can someone please?
What?
Everyone is dying laughing and I'm just appalled. Then this man tries to turn it around on me saying, why are you freaking out? What's wrong with your vagina? Should I be worried? Now, of course, it's hilarious, but at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with my family? I also did find out later he washed them off first, but still. Love the podcast. Hope you see this message.
Okay.
So that was a prank, I'm assuming, because I'm like, first of all, why are you going to, who told him that there was Benoit balls in her bag?
Wait, what the fuck is Benoit balls?
Benoit balls are like these weighted balls. I have metal ones and I also have rose quartz crystal ones.
Of course you do.
And you put them in your hoo-ha, in your cat, and you do Kegels, or like they're weighted so that you can grip them and essentially like make yourself tighter over time. It's like lifting weights for your vagina.
Okay, wait. So one time we were having crew lunch on Chrisley Knows Best, and somehow Benoit balls came up, and someone on the crew said that they had one in, and like they wore it to
like
work.
Put them in when I would take a shower or something, and I would put them in, and then before I get out of the shower, I just squat down and let them out.
Wait, what? You squat down and it falls out?
Well, I would just like release them.
What?
Like during the duration of my shower, I would put them in. I would put 2 little ones in. So during the shower, I would basically hold them in so that it would be like a workout for my cat. And then at the end of my shower, before I get out, I would squat down, release them, and then wash them so they were nice and clean. For
your kids to find them and think that they were marbles. Okay. Okay, Kail. Hi, ladies.
No.
First off, love you all on your podcast. I'm a weekly listener for all of your shows combined. Thank you. This foul play is not me. It's one of my best friends who we will keep anonymous for her sake. She's a nurse, and on her way to work one morning, I guess her coffee got the best of her and she immediately had to shit. She was still 15 minutes from her work and knew she was never going to make it. So she did what she had to do and handled business right there in her car. Nope. She did shit herself. Instead, she decided to hop in her back seat, empty her lunchbox, and shit right there on the side of a major Philly highway. Kail, is this you? Did Kristen write this?
She wrote this in for me. Actually, that's pretty smart that she did that.
Right next to her daughter's car seat. Thankfully,
Oops.
she had wipes on hand from her diaper bag. She zipped that baby up, got back on the road, and tossed the lunchbox once she got to work. Hope you both get as much joy and laughter from my friend's shit story as much as me and my friends did in our group chat. No shame in her game. She told all 11 of us right after it happened, keep killing it. First of all,
I love that for her. That's amazing. I'm too big of a bitch to crawl in my back seat. But you know what? I might keep an empty lunchbox in my passenger seat from now on. She's a good critical thinker. Like she got an A for critical thinking.
Speaking of shit, I need to play this and no one get pissed off if the audio is bad. I just have to play it.
Kanye said Kim has diarrhea a lot, like way more than a normal person should have it. It's from all them damn diets. She said, please stop posting our private text messages on Instagram. He gonna say, bitch, I know you texted this from the toilet.
I did a TikTok on that.
He said, bitch, I know you texted this from the toilet.
I did a TikTok on this. I literally said in the video, like, him exposing Kim, which I think allegedly it wasn't even him. He said that his account got hacked, which I don't believe. But whatever. I did a TikTok on it and I said, he's giving very Kevin Federline vibes by like trying to call out Britney Spears. Kanye's trying to call out Kim. And I said, I've never felt more seen. So if I have IBS and Kim has IBS, basically I'm Kim Kardashian. So
he said Kim has diarrhea a lot, like way more than a normal person should have it.
No, I think I think so many people have diarrhea and they don't talk about it.
Who has diarrhea?
I think lots of people have diarrhea and they don't talk. I think a lot of people have IBS and they don't talk about it.
Oh, Kristen just popped on and said that someone photoshopped the stuff about Kanye. Like literally that's why you can't trust the internet and I hate everybody.
Well, I wish I would have said that someone photoshopped other things of me. Fuck, I didn't think of that.
Honestly, I need to go and get my organizing bags out so that I can start packing for Orlando because I have not even started. So on that note, Kim Kardashian diarrhea shits, Kail Lowry's pissing on the side of highways and blowing out tires because the bitch can't drive. I hope that everybody has a great week. If you have not joined the Kitty Gang group chat on Telegram, we'll make sure that we post the link for that. It is a $4.99 monthly subscription, and there is a lot of private stuff that goes on there and fuckery. So we'll make sure we post that. If you've not subscribed to the show, make sure you do that from any podcast app. And if you have not followed us on Instagram, you can do that. The handle is @Coffee Combos Podcast. Hope you guys all have a blessed and not shitty week. And we'll talk soon.
See ya.
Saddle up and get ready for Westerns Weeks on Pluto TV, all for free. We're coming in blazing with favorites like True Grit and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Or immerse yourself in binge-worthy series like Yellowstone and Walker, Texas Ranger. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies, TV shows, and more. The best part? It's free. No credit card, no sign-up, no fees. Download the Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and start streaming now.